Hello, and welcome back. It's always a pleasure to share this reflective space with you, exploring the insights that life gently unfolds over many years. Today, we're focusing on a universal human quest, a feeling we all seek, yet one whose nature often seems elusive or changes its shape as we journey through life. Happiness. What truly constitutes lasting happiness? What principles endure when the fleeting excitements and youthful definitions fade? When we're younger, happiness might seem tied to specific achievements, exciting events, passionate romance, or acquiring certain things. We chase external milestones, believing that's where true satisfaction lies. And while those moments can certainly bring pleasure and joy, one of the most profound lessons learned over a lifetime is that deep, sustainable happiness often rests on foundations far quieter, more internal, and more consistent than those peak experiences. It's less about chasing fleeting highs, and more about cultivating an inner state of contentment and appreciation. Through decades of observation, watching our own lives and the lives of others unfold, navigating joys and sorrows, successes and failures, certain enduring truths about happiness tend to surface again and again. These aren't complex formulas, but fundamental understandings that stand the test of time. Today, I want to share 7 such truths, gleaned from lived experience. Let's begin with perhaps the most foundational shift in perspective. Truth 1. Happiness is found more within than without. This is a cornerstone insight. So much of modern life encourages us to seek happiness externally, through possessions, status, achievements, appearance, or even seeking constant validation from others. We believe that if we just get that promotion, buy that house, find the perfect partner, or look a certain way, then we will finally be truly happy. But lived experience consistently reveals the limitations of this approach. External circumstances are often temporary and beyond our full control. Possessions lose their novelty. Achievements bring fleeting satisfaction before the next goalpost appears. Appearances change, and relying on others' approval is precarious. While external factors certainly influence our comfort and opportunities, the deep wisdom gained over time suggests that our internal landscape, our mindset, attitudes, perspectives, and ways of coping, plays a far greater role in determining our baseline level of happiness and contentment. This means true happiness is less about changing our circumstances, though sometimes necessary, and more about cultivating our inner state. It involves developing resilience to navigate challenges without being emotionally overwhelmed, practicing gratitude for what we already have, shifting focus from lack to abundance, cultivating self-compassion and acceptance rather than harsh self-criticism, finding meaning and purpose aligned with our values, learning to manage our thoughts and emotions more effectively. Understanding that the locus of control for enduring happiness lies primarily within us is incredibly empowering. It shifts us from being passive recipients of circumstance to active cultivators of our own inner peace and joy. Look inward first. That's the enduring truth. This internal focus naturally connects to how we relate to others, leading to our second truth. Truth 2. Meaningful connection is non-negotiable for deep contentment. While happiness has a strong internal component, human beings are fundamentally social creatures. Decades of life experience consistently underscore that isolation is toxic to well-being, while genuine, positive connection is one of the most powerful and reliable sources of deep contentment and resilience. This isn't necessarily about having vast numbers of friends or being constantly surrounded by people. As we've discussed before, it's about the quality and depth of our relationships. Feeling truly seen, understood, supported, and valued by even a few trusted individuals, partners, family, close friends, provides an emotional foundation that buffers against life's stresses and significantly amplifies joys. The wisdom learned is that nurturing relationships takes effort. Consistent investment of time, presence, empathy, and vulnerability is required. Meaningful connection doesn't happen passively. Reciprocity matters. Healthy relationships involve mutual support, give and take, and genuine care flowing in both directions. Shared experiences bond us, creating positive memories together, navigating challenges side by side, celebrating milestones. These shared moments weave strong relational fabric. Vulnerability builds intimacy, allowing ourselves to be truly seen, flaws and all, by trusted others, and offering them the same non-judgmental acceptance is key. Ignoring our innate need for connection or letting important relationships wither through neglect inevitably diminishes our capacity for lasting happiness. Conversely, actively prioritizing and nurturing our core relationships is one of the most fruitful investments we can make in our long-term well-being. Cherish your people. Experience teaches us they are essential nourishment for the soul. Our third truth distinguishes between two, often confused, sources of positive feeling. Truth 3. Chasing fleeting pleasures is different from cultivating lasting joy. Our modern world is filled with opportunities for instant gratification and fleeting pleasure. Delicious food, entertaining distractions, exciting purchases, temporary thrills. These things certainly provide moments of enjoyment, and there's nothing inherently wrong with them in moderation. However, confusing these short-lived pleasures with deep, abiding happiness is a common trap. The enduring truth, often clarified over time, is that sustainable happiness or contentment, often described as joy or eudaimonia, comes from different sources than immediate sensory pleasure. While pleasure is often about getting something external, lasting joy is frequently linked to meaning and purpose. Feeling that your life has significance, contributing to something larger than yourself, living in alignment with your values, growth, and learning. The satisfaction derived from developing skills, overcoming challenges, expanding understanding, connection, and contribution. As mentioned, deep relationships and acts of kindness or service often generate profound, lasting positive feelings, presence, and gratitude. The quiet contentment found in appreciating the present moment and acknowledging existing blessings. Chasing pleasure after pleasure often leads to a hedonic treadmill. We need increasingly intense stimuli to feel the same level of enjoyment, and the satisfaction quickly fades, leaving us seeking the next hit. Cultivating lasting joy, conversely, involves engaging in activities and cultivating mindsets that nourish the soul more deeply, even if they require more effort or don't offer immediate, intense gratification. Understanding this distinction helps us invest our energy wisely, pursuing sources of genuine, enduring contentment rather than just the next fleeting pleasure. Understanding the distinction between fleeting pleasure and lasting joy helps us invest our energy wisely, pursuing sources of genuine, enduring contentment rather than just the next temporary high. This often involves activities that align with our values, leading to our fourth truth. Truth 4. Living in alignment with your core values breeds deep satisfaction. Throughout life, we're bombarded with external messages about what should make us happy or what success should look like. We might pursue certain careers, lifestyles, or goals based on societal expectations, peer pressure, or family influence. Even if they don't fully resonate with our deepest selves, this internal conflict, living out of alignment with our core values, can be a significant source of underlying dissatisfaction, restlessness, or a feeling that something is missing, even amidst external success. One of the clarifying insights gained over many decades is the profound sense of peace and rightness that comes from living a life guided primarily by your own authentic values. This requires first identifying what truly matters most to you. Perhaps integrity, compassion, creativity, family, learning, justice, simplicity, adventure, or service. Then, it involves making conscious choices, both large and small, that reflect those deeply held principles. When our actions consistently align with our core values, decision-making becomes clearer. Values act as an internal compass, guiding choices in complex situations. Self-respect increases. Acting with integrity, true to ourselves, fosters a deep sense of self-worth, independent of external outcomes. Meaning deepens. Feeling that our life activities reflect what we genuinely believe in provides a powerful sense of purpose. Inner conflict decreases. The friction between how we are living and who we truly are lessens, bringing greater harmony. It takes courage to identify and live by our own values, especially if they run counter to prevailing norms. But the enduring happiness and satisfaction derived from a life lived with authenticity and integrity far outweigh the temporary comfort of conformity. Know what you truly stand for, and live by it, is the enduring message. Our fifth truth concerns our relationship with difficulty. Truth 5. Happiness includes the capacity to navigate suffering wisely. A common misconception, especially in youth, is that happiness means the absence of difficulty or negative emotions. We might strive for a life devoid of sadness, challenges, or pain, believing that happiness can only exist when everything is pleasant. But a lifetime of experience teaches that suffering, in various forms, is an unavoidable part of the human condition. Loss, disappointment, illness, failure, these are not aberrations. They are woven into the fabric of existence. Therefore, true, resilient happiness isn't about eliminating all suffering, but rather about developing the capacity to navigate it wisely. When it inevitably arises, this involves acceptance, as discussed before, acknowledging difficult realities without adding layers of mental resistance that amplify suffering. Resilience, cultivating the inner strength to bounce back from adversity, learning from challenges rather than being permanently broken by them. Emotional intelligence, learning to recognize, understand, and process difficult emotions, like grief, anger, fear, constructively, rather than suppressing them or being overwhelmed by them. Seeking support, recognizing that we don't have to face hardship alone and having the strength to reach out for help when needed. Finding meaning, even within suffering, actively seeking lessons, growth, or ways to use the experience to help others can transform pain into purpose. A person who can meet life's inevitable difficulties with acceptance, resilience, and emotional wisdom is far more likely to maintain a baseline of contentment than someone who constantly fights against or crumbles under hardship. Enduring happiness includes the strength and skill to handle the tough times, not just enjoy the good ones. The sixth truth shifts our focus from ourselves to others. Truth 6. Generosity and contributing to others' well-being fuels our own. While internal work is crucial, focusing solely on our own happiness can paradoxically become self-limiting. Decades of observation strongly suggest that one of the most reliable pathways to increasing our own sense of joy and purpose is by actively contributing to the well-being of others and practicing generosity. This doesn't necessarily mean grand philanthropic gestures. It often manifests in simple, everyday ways. Acts of kindness, offering a helping hand, a listening ear, a word of encouragement, or a thoughtful gesture to friends, family, neighbors, or even strangers. Volunteering, giving time and skills to a cause or community group we care about, sharing resources, being generous within our means, with our time, knowledge, or possessions. Focusing on we, not just me. Considering the needs and feelings of others in our decisions and interactions. Neuroscience supports this wisdom. Acts of kindness and generosity activate reward centers in our brain, reduce stress, and foster feelings of connection and efficacy. Shifting our focus outward, even in small ways, combats self-absorption, broadens our perspective, and generates a profound sense of meaning and satisfaction. Helping others truly does help ourselves. To find happiness, sometimes look beyond yourself. Experience teachers. And finally, the seventh truth, perhaps the simplest yet most essential, truth 7. Happiness requires practice and intentional cultivation. Perhaps the biggest misconception is that happiness is a fixed state we either have or don't have, or a destination we arrive at once certain conditions are met. The enduring truth learned over a lifetime is that happiness, particularly lasting contentment, is more like a skill or a garden. It requires ongoing practice, attention, and intentional cultivation. It's not passive. It involves consciously choosing perspectives and behaviors that support well-being, day after day. Practicing gratitude, making it a regular habit to notice and appreciate the good. Cultivating presence, intentionally bringing our attention back to the present moment. Choosing kindness, making conscious efforts to be kind to ourselves and others. Nurturing connections, actively investing time and energy in relationships. Managing thoughts, learning to challenge negative thought patterns and cultivate more positive, realistic ones. Engaging in meaningful activities, regularly making time for things that align with our values and bring joy or purpose. Just like physical fitness requires regular exercise, emotional and mental well-being requires regular inner work. Happiness isn't something that just happens to us. It's something we actively participate in creating through our daily choices, thoughts, and actions. Conclusion: the tapestry of enduring happiness. These 7 truths: that happiness is found more within than without. Connection is essential. Joy differs from pleasure. Living by values brings satisfaction. Resilience matters as much as avoiding suffering. Generosity fuels our own well-being, and happiness requires practice. Form a rich tapestry woven from lived experience. They suggest that deep, enduring happiness isn't about achieving a perfect external life, but about cultivating a wise, compassionate, engaged, and grateful inner life. These are not quick fixes, but lifelong practices. The beauty is that it's never too late to start incorporating them more consciously into our days. What enduring truths about happiness has your life revealed to you? Which of these resonate most strongly? Please share your wisdom in the comments below. Our collective understanding grows richer with each perspective. If this exploration of lasting happiness offered valuable insights, please give the video a like and subscribe to Elderly Wisdom. Sharing this video might help someone else refocus their own pursuit of contentment. Thank you for being here today. May you find joy not just in seeking happiness, but in actively cultivating it through wisdom and practice every day. Until next time, be well.